What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to talk about to you guys. This time actually revolving around the current report that the New York Knicks really want Donovan Mitchell badly. Apparently, so they're obviously very interested in potentially trying to trade for him, and this is all being reported by Adam Zagoria. And yeah, there's apparently a debate in the Knicks front office if Donovan Mitchell could play with RJ Barrett. Now, I think this would actually be absolutely insane to maybe see, but the fact is, what are the chances of the Knicks actually being able to get a deal done for Donovan Mitchell? Let's just look at the facts here. At the time of recording this video, even though Donovan Mitchell has reported had a lot of very bad issues with Rudy Gobert on, off the court and really on the court as well, the Utah Jazz still sit up a 3-2 on the Denver Nuggets currently at the time of making this video, which is absolutely insane because some people were saying that Denver could flat out just come out and smack them, and we've seen that that is not going to be the case. And this is just really proven that Donovan Mitchell is a star, and he's been averaging like 30 to 50 points per game, like absolutely ridiculous. Mitchell and Clarkson have been two very good players for Utah throughout, this playoff series. So I just don't understand what in the world would the New York Knicks have to trade to get Donovan Mitchell to the team. Like, it would have to be a lot of picks and assets. I mean, he's only 23 years of age, will be turning 24 on the 7th of September. He is literally one of the best young players out there right now. Currently averages 24 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, and 4.3 assists on 36% from 3. He is an absolute star in the making. Like, he could literally be anything. And I think if the Utah Jazz traded him over Rudy Gobert, that would just make me laugh heaps. That would be the dumbest thing I have literally ever seen. So there is really no way that the New York Knicks can get this deal done. But you guys know me, I like to speculate and say, well, what if there was the 1% chance that they could actually potentially get a deal done? What would actually be involved? So for this to get done, there's no doubt about it. It's going to have to be that pick 8, which I don't even think the New York Knicks care if they keep at this point. I mean, they fell down that much in the draft. They probably don't even care. They just literally throw that pick out of the window for practically not much at this point. So I would say it'd have to be pick 8, at least 2 future first round picks. Again, those could continue to be top 10 picks, or they could go down at 10 to 20s. So yeah, definitely 2 extra first round picks. And then a handful of young players like Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, etc. And you might say, well, that may be too much for Donovan Mitchell. You're definitely overrating him. But I don't know if I am, considering the fact that he reportedly had heaps of chemistry issues. Some people had the Denver Nuggets flat out sweeping the Utah Jazz in the first round. And he's come out as a 23-year-old and is currently, right now at the time making this video, actually up on the Denver Nuggets, leading this team really with not exactly the most amount of help in the world. Like, they don't have Bojan, who was arguably the second best player all season. Rudy Gobert has just been inconsistent here and there. Again, Conley's kind of improved, but he wasn't good at all throughout the season. And he still got them to the 6th seed, and they could still very much improve with him. And he still has heaps of improvements. So if the Knicks wanted to get that young star that they have so desperately wanted for literally years right now, then you're going to have to trade a lot to get a player like Donovan Mitchell, especially from a team that knows they could practically have him for the next 2 to 7 years guaranteed if everything were to go right on their end. So they would not trade him up for cheap at all. And yeah, the New York Knicks, they would most likely gonna have to overpay, especially if they were to try and get him desperately. But again, as I said, that's just all speculating. There is just no way that a deal like this does actually happen. I think I would be literally stunned if the Utah Jazz did trade him. That would mean they would be trading their future main player, and would probably blow up the team. I mean, that means they would be trading Rudy Gobert, etc. it's just not worth it. You're not exactly going to get that much out of Bojan, Rudy Gobert. You can't even get anything out of Clarkson. He's going to be a free agent. Joe Ingles as well. You can't really get exactly that much out of these players, so there'd be no point blowing up the team whatsoever. You just got to build the potential best team that you possibly can around Donovan Mitchell. So I think it's going to be extremely interesting to potentially see how this is all going to work out. But yeah, as I said, that's my speculation. It would have to be a bunch of first round picks and a variety of those young players to maybe even come near getting that deal done. And that's not even like the half of it. I mean, there is a huge chance that the Utah Jazz would be asking for RJ Barrett back, considering they would definitely want a top 5 pick, and the New York Knicks do not currently own a top 5 pick. So the next best opportunity would be going for the player they took at pick 3 in the previous year's draft, in RJ Barrett, who had a decent rookie season. It was okay, pretty average, 14.3 points per game, 5 rebounds, 2.6 assists on 32% from 3, on 30 minutes per game. So just a very, very average rookie season for a pick 3rd overall player. So I definitely feel like the Utah Jazz would be really wanting to try and get, potentially RJ Barrett to the team. But I think we definitely know that the New York Knicks, as being said right here, would definitely really want to pair up Donovan Mitchell and RJ Barrett, which pretty much says to me that RJ Barrett would be their only untouchable player out of this group. Mitch Robinson could be thrown in conversations, but you could ask yourself, well, why would the Jazz want Mitch Robinson if they've already got Gobert? Unless, again, they wanted to start from scratch and just trade Rudy Gobert, etc., and bring in, Mitch Robinson to be their new starting center for the future, and maybe give him the opportunity that he's been really, deserving. But again, what are the likeliness of this happening? This is all very, very superstitious stuff. Like, I mean, it's not going to happen at all. But again, if you're a New York Knicks fan, you can only dream. I think having Donovan Mitchell on the team would be the ideal player to get. A very, very young player with a lot of potential, with minimum raw potential right now, that is just absolutely obscene and just doing exceptionally well. That's what the Knicks really want. That's what Knicks fans have been wanting for absolute years. Instead, unfortunately, they've drafted Kevin Knox, who is below average. Frank Ntilikina is just going to be an average role player. Dennis Smith Jr., who's just a nobody at this point, especially considering he might not even be in the NBA very shortly. RJ Barrett, who has just had an average, first year. Again, he could still have a lot of potential and could improve. But yeah, I still feel very sorry for Knicks fans. I always felt like they deserved that LaMelo Ball type of player in this year's draft. And the fact that they're going to have to go out and maybe try and trade for a player like Donovan Mitchell, which could practically be impossible, just makes it seem all the more sad. So yeah, if you're a New York Knicks fan watching this video, I do feel very bad for you. But yeah, if I was the Knicks, I would be definitely giving it a shot to try and trade for Donovan Mitchell. But yeah, it's probably going to be a 1% chance. The likeliness of that actually happening is very, very, very rare. So yeah, but again, it is currently being reported that the Knicks do desperately and badly want a Donovan Mitchell. But anyone, to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA news and NBA content. But also don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlogging channel. And check out my podcast as well if you haven't already. And definitely don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? Do you guys think the New York Knicks should be really trying to trade for Donovan Mitchell, or do you guys think it'd be too much to try and trade for? Again, I definitely really like to know your thoughts and opinions on this all down below. But as I was saying, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.